Hello and welcome to tonight's webinar. I'm your host, Sterling McKinley, and I'm so excited that you took the time out of your busy schedule to be me here tonight. Tonight, once again, we are presenting another training from Grow with Google. This training is presented by the U.S. Black Chambers and also Grow with Google. So, what is Grow with Google? Once again, Grow with Google is all about teaching entrepreneurs, Black entrepreneurs, how to use all the tools and services that Google offers to do what? To make more money, to get found online by your customer. So tonight, that's what we're talking about. So once again, thank you for being here. So let's get started. Tonight, we're talking about how to make better business decisions with analytics. Once again, this is part one of how to make better business decisions with analytics. This is something that's very important. So this whole talk tonight, I'm really going to break down what is analytics and how can you use it to make your business, your website run better. Because at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We all want to get more views. We all want to get more customers. We all want to get more sales that come to our website. And I believe one way to do that is by using analytics. Why? Because if we use analytics, we can understand what's going on our website, what's going on in our business, and we can know how we need to change our marketing to help to get the results that we all want. So do me a favor. If you're ready to get started and you're ready to find out how you can use Google Analytics to make more money for your business, type in Google Me Baby. Once again, I always try to have these activities because I want to make sure that you're engaged, because I hate going to presentations or talks where the talker or speaker just talks. No, this is all about making sure that you understand what we're talking about. So if you're ready to get started, type in Google Me Baby. Okay, I see a few comments in here. Thank you. Google Me Baby. All right, let's do it. Let's get started. So tonight's agenda is pretty simple. First, we're going to have an introduction to analytics. I'm really going to break down what is the analytics and how can you use Google Analytics to make more money in your business. Next, there are so many options and tools in analytics. I'm going to tell you what numbers, what stats you need to pay attention to, because once again, there's so many options. I don't want you to get lost. I'm going to tell you what are some of the key metrics, some of the key numbers that you focus on. Next, we're going to talk about how to use analytics to make better business decisions. And to close it off, we're going to recap. We're going to talk about everything we talked about, and we're going to give you some resources. And once again, this is part one. Next week will be part two of our webinar. We're finally, again, give you more tips and more ways more tips on how you can use analytics to drive customers and more sales to your business. So once again, let's define what is analytics. So analytics simply identifies customers' patterns and trends, and then you can use the information to then make better marketing decisions about your business. Just that simple. What Google Analytics does, it identifies trends and patterns in your customer behavior. And then by studying those trends and data, you know what marketing choices they make for your business. Is that it? It's pretty simple. And I always say it's like driving a car. When you're driving a car, you have the steering wheel, you have the dashboard, you can see your oil, your engine speed, all that stuff, right? Imagine driving a car with no dashboard. It would be crazy. You wouldn't know how fast you're going, how slow you're going. You wouldn't know if you need gas or need oil. You wouldn't know. You would have no idea how many miles you traveled. It would be terrible. And think about it. Some people, that's how they run their business. They put up a website and they put up an account on social media, and they have no idea how it's performing. But what they do, they keep posting content. They keep spending money on their website, not knowing how it performs. That's something that has to stop. If you're going to have a website, if you're going to do any kind of marketing for your business, you need to make sure that marketing is helping grow your business. And the biggest thing that you need to track, the biggest KPI, which stands for Key Performance Indicator, is customers coming to your website. You have to track that, because once again, you can be spending your time, your energy doing something that doesn't help your customers, that they don't want. So customers could say you have a restaurant and promoting your fish, but guess what? Most of the people that come to your site, they want chicken. So instead of you wasting your time and energy coming up with different dishes about fish and all that stuff, spending money on ads, unless you see where customers are going, and then you can say, okay, great, we're going to spend less time focusing on fish and more time focusing on chicken. Why? Because by using analytics, it's showing us what pages, what trends, what patterns our customers are taking, and now we can adjust our marketing to fit those trends and patterns. So that's simply what analytics is. Once again, it's like driving a car with no dashboard. That's crazy. Analytics lets you know what's going on with your website, because once you know what's going on, you make changes to make your website even better. Okay, so here we go now. Intro to Google Analytics. So one of the first questions I get is, what is Google Analytics? So simply, Google Analytics is a free software that you can use to understand the behavior of your customers on your website. That's it. Once again, Google Analytics is a free tool by Google that you can use to understand the traffic and the customer behavior on your website. That's it. So right here we have a little screenshot of a dashboard. So I'm going to get really into this tonight and really break down how you use analytics. So next question, why is the analytics so important? We already talked about that, but I'll say it again. Analytics delivers valuable insight that can help you strategically make better business decisions. And what I mean by that, so one, you can learn which search terms drive more traffic to your website. So once again, are people typing in fish? Are they typing in chicken? What are they typing in to find your business? That's so important because you want to make sure you have those words in your website, have those phrases in your website. So once again, no matter what you do, no matter what business, if you're a doctor, a lawyer, if you're a plumber, electrician, having the right keywords in your website are so important because you need to know what keywords people are tapping in to find your website. Next, it gives you more information on your customer. It lets you know demographic information about your customer. Once again, you can see who's coming to your website and you can focus on your key customer. Next, it helps you better understand what customers want from your website. Once again, going back to the example of a restaurant, are people coming for fish or coming from chicken? You don't know that, but by looking at your analytics, you can tell what pages are visited, what pages to spend the most time on, and then you can be the better understanding of what content works. And here's the key: is not only understanding what content works, but now that you know what content works, you can create more of that content that's going to pull in your customers. So once again, it's going to make a better use of your time. Instead of investing your time, your money, your energy into certain products or services that don't work, analytics lets you know what things are working, and then you can put more of your energy into those products and those services. And lastly, it helps you evaluate what channels are driving the most conversions. So once again, are the visitors coming from a Google search? Are they coming from social media? Are they coming from Yelp? Where are they coming from? Once again, if you get a better understanding of where your customer is coming from, then you can invest more in those channels. So let's say every week you have an email newsflash to send out. Guess what? Analytics will track that and let you know how many people came to your website from that email, from that social media post, from YouTube, from Facebook. It'll let you know. And why that's so important, because once again, when you can identify what channels work for you, then you can invest more time in that. So if you see you have more people coming from social media, guess what? Invest more money in there. If you see you have a very low amount of people coming from your email, well, maybe do the email still, but I would say make it less priority. And then, also it can help you evaluate your emails. So fine, you're sending out emails every week. You're sending out 1,000 emails to your customers and you only get 5 visitors. Guess what? That means something is wrong with your email. Either you're emailing at the wrong time, the wrong message, whatever. It's letting you know what needs to change. It's letting you know what's the priority and what needs to be improved. And that's really the key about analytics, because we have blinders on as business owners. We don't know what works and what doesn't work. All we know at the end of the day, what is driving sales. And that's the thing you have to focus on. So do me a favor. Once again, if you bring this on social media, if you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that like button and let me know you like this. Once again, I want to hear that feedback. I want to know if you like this. So if you like this, once again, if you're on Facebook, if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on YouTube, hit that like button once again, so I can know that I'm doing a good job and that more people can see this video. So smash that like button one more time and let me know that you like what I'm saying. You want to keep going. All right, thanks for that. So I have a stat here that's huge. And it says companies that use analytics outperform their competitors by a whopping 85%. I'll say it again. Companies that use analytics outperform their competitors by 85%. That's huge. So once again, I think that really strengthens what I was saying before, is that so many companies now are putting money into the website, putting money in social media, email, marketing, other channels, and they have no idea if they're working or not. But guess what? You're smart. Smart companies use analytics. Smart companies are measuring their website traffic, and they're getting a key understanding of how their customers are performing and behaving. And by getting a better picture of your customers, guess what? You're going to make more money. And that's the key. You know, we live in an age now of everybody's talking about analytics and AI and data, all that stuff. Those things are great. But at the end of the day, getting a better understanding, a better picture of your customer, it's going to make more money for your business. And, you know, I believe that companies go out of business for a lot of reasons. But primarily, I believe companies go out of business because why? Because they fail to keep in touch with their customer. Think about Blockbuster. Think about any company that was a leader that went out of business. What happened? They didn't use technology. They didn't keep up with their customers. So once again, analytics is a way that you can future-proof your business by keeping up with your customers, having an understanding of what they want, and giving them that on the website. It's all about that. It's about service. Understanding what they're lacking, understanding what they want, understanding their pressure points, their pain points, and then offering them a solution. And once again, that's the power of analytics. Once again, think about it, if you could read somebody's mind, how powerful that would be. So you can get an idea of what your customers are thinking, how they're searching, how they are staying on your website, when they're leaving. Once you have that better understanding of your customers, man, guess what? Then you can make money. I understand you now. So now I'm going to position my website in a way that's beneficial. So once again, going back to the restaurant, so maybe I don't lead with fish. So instead of coming to the homepage and saying an ad for fish, the ad on the homepage is about chicken. And by looking at my analytics, I know that my customers primarily are coming to my site and looking for chicken. So now I know that I feature chicken. And guess what? Sales go through the roof now because I'm showing my customers what they want to see. And that's where the magic happens. That's digital marketing. That's online marketing. It's understanding what your customers want, then offering that to them. So once again, companies that use analytics outperform the competition by a whopping 85%. Huge number. So one of the first things we're going to talk about is how to set up Google Analytics. And hopefully you have an account already with Google Analytics, but if you don't, we're going to show you how to do that. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have an account with Google. That's the first thing. So signing up for a free account, that account will let you into Gmail, to YouTube, all of Google's products. So the first step is to get an account on Google. Sign up with your email address, create a password, and get started. Once you do that, you can visit g.co/analytics and create a free account. And I'll show you that tonight. So once you create your free account, once you sign up, with your information, your profile, then you can get started. So before we hop into that, let's do a little activity here. So from 5 to 0, tell me how I'm doing. Let me know if this webinar is helpful to you or not. So once again, this is the best webinar ever. Give me a 5. If it's so, give me a 1 or give me a 0. But once again, this is the analytics. I want your feedback. And based on your feedback, I will know how I'm performing. And I can adjust my presentation based on your feedback. So once again, let's pause. If I'm doing a great job, give me a 5. If I'm doing okay job, give me a 1 or give me a 0. I want to know how you're doing and what do you think of my presentation. So let me know. Okay. So now let's take a live look at Google Analytics to let you know what I'm talking about. So this is a dummy account that I set up for Google Analytics. And this is what we're going to use today to really give you an understanding of how to navigate analytics. Because, like I said, Google Analytics is a really powerful tool, but it's so powerful that if you're a novice or a first time person, it can be very difficult to navigate. So I'm going to show you what things to navigate. So I'll scroll up and down here, let you see it. This is how it's going to look. I'm going to zoom in on some parts because it's kind of hard to see. But when you zoom in, one of the first things that I would recommend doing is looking at your hold on one second. Looking at your dashboard. This is called your dashboard. So when you come in, the first thing I would do is look over here on this left hand side. This is going to be your navigation bar. This is going to have all your key information on there, and it's broken down into several parts. One is real time reports. That's going to give you a live look of what's going on your website right now. So you can log in at 10 a.m. and you can see what's going on your website. Next is an audience report. That is going to tell you what your audience is doing on your site. Acquisition. That's going to tell you how people are finding your website. And behavior, getting a better understanding of what things people are doing when it comes to your website. So those are some of the key areas that you need to focus on, and they're very, very important. So let's go back to the slides real quick. So if we go back to our slides here, once again, letting you know what things matter because there's so many options in Google Analytics. It's very easy to get overwhelmed. So let's show you what matters. Well, so once again, the first thing I said is audience. Audience is simply how many customers visited your website. Simply as that. And I'll show you again on a live view. So right here, that's the first tab, audience. And under that tab, you click it a few things. It gives you overview. It gives you a list of active users, your audience, and also their other information. But that's the first tab that you want to click. And what's in that tab? So let's click audience overview. And here we go here. So it shows us the users on our website, 16,000. It shows you the sessions. They visit 20,000 times. Every time they visit 1.24 pages. Page views, how many pages they view, over 100,000. And every time they come, which is paid sessions, they view 5.3 pages. So that gives you a better idea of really what's going on with your customers. So that's some of the key things you need to look for. Also, we scroll down here, average session. So that lets you know how long the average person stays on your website. And normally, the longer, the better. You don't want somebody coming for 10 seconds and leaving. So somebody staying for 3 minutes is a pretty good time. The last thing we're showing here is bounce rate. And this is kind of key. And you notice here this little box popping up. If you are unfamiliar with any hit listing, If you simply hover your mouse over it, it will tell you what it is. So it says page views is the total number of pages viewed. Repeated views of a single page are counted. Okay. So bounce rate, what does it say? It says the percentage of single sessions in which there are no interactions with the page. A bounce session is a duration of 0 seconds. So what does that mean? A bounce rate is that somebody comes to your site and the first thing they do is leave. That means they saw something on their site that turned them off. Maybe they came to a wrong site. So normally that bounce rate, you would keep that under 50%. So 45 is not bad. So once again, if your customers are looking for chicken and they see fish on the first page, they're probably gonna leave. So that's why you want to make sure you get a better understanding of what your customers want. Because once you understand what they want, you can feature that on your website and you can have them engage more with your website. So that's very important to understand and remember. The next session that we'll talk about, next section is acquisition. This is very important. Understanding where your visitors come from, where your customers come from is very important. So going back to the web view, I'll show you that and run through really quickly. Acquisition. Let's go to overview. And let me say this again. I know this is a lot. If this is your first time, or even if you've used analytics before, it can be very overwhelming. There's a lot of information. So once again, you know, something you have to log into at the end. I'll share an example with you. Google has a lot of free tools and products that kind of give you some overviews on how to use analytics, but it takes time. And that's why we're having a part two of this as well, where we're going to break down more about analytics. But tonight is more of an introduction, and I really just want to get you used to navigating the program. So once again, if you're overwhelmed, don't feel that way. We'll get more into that our next session. And when we end tonight, I'll give you more tips on how you can do strategies. Do trainings that Google offers to get you more comfortable with using analytics. So let's go back to our web view real quick. So, and acquisition, once again, acquisition is all about finding out how your customers came to you. So the first thing you see here is um, all traffic. So direct traffic. That means somebody typed in your web address and they came right to your website. So the chances are somebody knows your business. They saw a business card. They talked to someone. So they typed in Nike.com and they came directly to your site. That's a person that probably saw a billboard, that saw a business card, that saw something and came to your website. So direct are people that come to your website and type in your address, address directly. And normally, most of your visitors are going to come either from direct traffic or from a next one, which is going to be search as well. So search traffic. Once again, those are people that did a search through Google, and that's how they are coming to your website. So right here, this gives you a breakdown of our different landing pages we have right here. And once again, a landing page, all it is the page that people come on. And once again, if we hover over, a word that we don't know, they'll tell us. And it says the pages which visitors entered your website. Just that simple. So one thing I like about Google, they're very simple, easy to use, and there's always an explanation. So we don't get into it all here, but you see the different links that were entered for the website. Let me explain some of these titles to you to make sure you have a good understanding. So hold on one second. Let's zoom in one more time because I want to make sure that you all can see what I'm talking about. Let's do one more. Okay, that's great. So the first tab right here is impressions. So what is an impression? An impression is the number of times your site appeared in a search by user. That's all it is. When somebody saw your website, they didn't necessarily click on it, but they saw your website. And that's powerful because an impression is kind of like free advertising. They didn't come to your website, but customers, they need to see you. And the more that I see your business online, the more you stick out, I'm going to think about your business and I'm going to consider you. So that's what impression is. Somebody just simply did a search, they saw your website, they saw your company. That is an impression. Next, clicks. This is one that's really talked about. Once again, clicks are clicks are the number of clicks on your website from a Google search. That's all it is. So once again, how many people clicked on your Google listing and came to your website? That's all it is. How many people clicked on your link and came to your website? It's just that simple. And right here we have they had a little over 2,500 clicks. Um, the next one we'll go to is once again bounce rate. We already talked about that. We talked about some other ones as well. But once again, it's very important to get an understanding of what those numbers are and what they mean for your business. So if you want to see more or see less, there's an arrow right here. Click that. It'll pop out. Click it. Again, it'll pop back in. Okay, so let's go to that. So let's go back to our slides real quick. So once again, acquisition, letting you know where your customers came from. So what does that mean? That means they came from a Google search, they came from social media, they came from Facebook, letting you know where they came. Also, that's letting you know what device they came from. If they came from a cell phone, if they came from an iPhone, if they came from a desktop, it lets you know where they came from. And once again, that helps you get a better understanding of your customer. So right here, let me zoom in one more time. Hold on. So I can see where they came from. So we can click device and let you know if they came from a desktop or they came from a mobile phone or from a tablet. And once again, this is all important because the more understanding of your customers, the better. So if a lot of your traffic is coming from mobile, guess what? You should make sure that your site has a really good mobile experience. I'll say that again. If you go into your acquisition, you can find out how customers are viewing your website. Are they viewing on a mobile phone, on these, or are they viewing your site on a desktop? And that's really key because if you're getting a lot of mobile visitors, you pick up your phone as a test and just type in your website and see what comes up, see how it looks. Because once again, a majority of your customers, maybe half or more, are coming through a cell phone. And you have to think, if they come to your site, if they have to pinch and zoom and scroll to find information, guess what? They're probably going to leave, go back to Google and find another business. So make sure that your website is mobile friendly, that it's legible, that they can see it, that they can click a phone number and call you. They can click on map directions and come to your office. That's all very important once again. So understanding your traffic. Is it desktop? Is it mobile? And making sure no matter where they come, if it's desktop, mobile, that's a good experience that pulls them in. Also, in acquisition, it'll tell you what country they came from. And once again, this is very helpful. Once again, because it lets you, what's the word? Tell your information to your customers. So the U.S., of course, is first. It'll be that way for most companies, followed by India, the United Kingdom, Canada, Indonesia, Taiwan, Russia, and on and on. And it's really cool. If you click on the United States, guess what? It breaks it down even further. Now we can see um, exactly what pages were clicked as well. So really giving us some good information on our customers and where they're coming from and how they are finding your website. And once again, the more information you have on your customers, the better. It's always going to help. Um, and also queries, really important. Once again, you can find out what keywords people are typing in to find your website. So here we have lifestyles, YouTube merch, Google Store, YouTube Store. Very important. You want to spend time looking at this section. Once again, this is acquisition under queries. This is so key because you want to make sure that you have the keywords, the phrases that people are typing into Google to find your business because that's how they find you. So you want to create pages, information around that, blog posts around those topics, around those titles people are searching. Why? Because when the next customer comes, that's probably similar to your current customer, they're going to be typing those same things trying to find your business. So what it does is makes your business more findable by creating content around the words, phrases, categories that your customers are looking for. So that's a little bit about acquisition. Once again, it's all finding out where your customers come from. The next one is behavior, which is very important. And that is how your customers interact with your website. So let's show you some of that, what I mean by interact. So once again, if we close acquisition, we go down to behavior. What do we have? So let's go to overview. And once again, it shows us page views, how many pages people viewed, unique page views, how many, because page views is a total number. So one customer can visit your page 20 times. That's great, but unique views tell you how many of those are done by one customer. So 71,000 individual customers visited the website 107 times. That's all it's telling you. It's telling you too, they stay on your site for 50 seconds, bounce rate of 45, exit. That's how long they stay on your website and the people that left. So 18%, it's percent of time to leave your website. So this tell you kind of the behavior, what's going on. You can look at what page get the most views. So of course, normally the home page, we have most of the views, followed by about us services like that. So your homepage is going to get more of the views. But once again, just let you know what's important. So once again, going back to the restaurant, if you see that the page for chicken is getting more than fish, guess what? Then you need to spend more time building that information, that page on chicken, creating more pages around that. Because why? Your customers are telling you what they want. Also, this behavior flow. And once again, this is to kind of give you an idea where people are coming to your website. So they come to your website, what they do first, and how they leave. Site content, we kind of talked about that. It's going to break down your pages, let you know how long to stay on each page. Next, going to exit page. That's telling you what page they leave your website from. So most of the people are leaving from the home page, followed by apparel and other pages. Also, site speed is very important. You want a site that loads fast. So site speed lets you know how fast your site loads. And this site loads in 4.7 seconds. So this is one thing that a lot of people don't know, but your customers are very finicky. You have less than 5 seconds, 3 seconds even, to pull in your customer. That's why it's so important that you study your customers and make sure that your website is talking about exactly what they want, because your customers, they're impatient. If they come to your website and they don't see what they want, if it's confusing, if they have to think too much, guess what? They're leaving and going back to Google and finding another business that looks better, that's speaking to them. So that's why you need to make sure that you're studying analytics. Why? Because you only have a few seconds to catch somebody's attention. And that's even greater on a mobile device. If I come to a site, once again, I have to scroll, pinch and zoom, I'm gone. I'm hitting the back button, going back to Google search, and another business, your competitor, then it's going to get your customers. So making sure your site loads fast is very key. You want to have that site load really under 5 seconds. That's even 3 seconds, as fast as possible, because once again, people are not going to wait for your business. They're going to move on and search, and that's one thing that I always say that, and this is why you have to constantly check your email, your DMs, your direct message to social media, because when people are searching on Google, they're not waiting on your business. When they send you an email, when they send you a message on LinkedIn or Instagram, guess what? They want to hear from you right away. They're not going to wait. Okay, so they're not sending out emails and they're not sitting at home and waiting for a response. No, guess what? Many times the business that wins that customer It's the business that responds first. So that's why you have to make sure that you're responding fast to phone calls, fast to emails, fast to DMs. Why? Because many times the fastest business wins that sale. So speed is very important in this digital world. Sorry, I'm preaching some, but I get a little passionate about that. It's about speed. I don't have any hard data or numbers, but I'm sure millions of dollars are lost per year because companies respond slow to their customers. Respond fast. You're not special. I'm not going to wait for you. If you don't answer me, I'm going to the next business. So make sure you're responding as fast as possible to your customers. Okay, what we have also under behavior, I have a few more things. We won't talk about that. We'll talk about site search. Once again, this is when somebody comes to your website and does a search within your website, let you know what terms they're looking for and what pages as well. So, once again, this is not a complete overview of analytics because analytics is very complex. We're going to overview tonight, and in part two, we'll get a little more detailed and exactly how you can use analytics to make better business decisions. But tonight, we're really just kind of breaking the ice and getting used to it. So once again, I've been talking a lot here. This webinar, are you liking what I'm saying? If you like what I say, do me a favor. Hit the like button. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, LinkedIn, hit that like button. Let me know you like what I'm saying because once again, it's all about that feedback. And one way that I can know that I'm doing a great job is if you type a comment in the comment box or you smash the like button and hit like. So the more likes, the better. So if you like what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up and give me a like. I would really appreciate that. So we have a few minutes left here. We have about 8 minutes left. So let's get ready to wrap up. Let's go back to our slides here. Next one is conversions. So conversions simply is more if you're selling your website. So if you're selling a product or service, conversions lets you know how many of those visitors converted to sales. So for most websites, this doesn't matter, but if you are selling something online, just let you know what products you have and which ones are selling. So this site is selling a lot of e-commerce, so you can see what works. Also, conversion can be how many customers filled out an email form, how many customers downloaded a PDF. You want to track all that on your website. You want to track purchases. You want to track emails. You want to track downloads, email signups. Once again, all the information is give you more understanding of your customer and how they interact. Okay, so we're at the end now. So I went fast, but once again, we're back here on next Tuesday night talking more about how to use analytics. So let's wrap it up again. I'll say it again. Analytics is so key. It's something that most companies overlooked. Why? Because let's face it, it's kind of boring looking at data. But the companies that are winning right now are the companies that are using data to fuel their marketing decisions. Don't be one of those companies that are just guessing, that are just doing what feels right to them. No, what analytics does, what data does, it lets you have a gut feeling. But that gut feeling is backed up by actual data analytics. So if you combine your gut feeling, your knowledge about your customer with analytics, wow, guess what? You can make a lot of money. And that's the beauty of analytics. Analytics is going to help you get a better understanding of your customer, and it's going to allow you to make better marketing decisions. It's going to tell you where to invest your money. It's going to tell you if you need to have more email newsletters. It's going to say, hey, maybe you're running videos on YouTube and getting less videos, less views. It lets you know what's not working so you can allocate your money, spend your time to what's matter. Because let's face it, we're all busy. There's so many products and services out here, so many apps and websites. But the key point is finding out the things we spend our time on, or are they beneficial for our business? Whether that's social media, whether that's your website, whether that's YouTube, Facebook, is it working for your business? And analytics lets you understand that. And tonight we focused on Google Analytics. But guess what? Everything has analytics. Not only your website, but your social media. If you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, they all have an analytics side to it. And you can see what's going on with your website. So even outside of Google Analytics, analytics is so important for your business because if you don't have one, once again, it's like driving without a dashboard. You have no idea how you're performing. You have no idea what you're doing good and bad. But analytics, man, guess what? It lets you better understand your customer. And when you better understand your customer, you're going to make more money. So I'm done preaching, but that's the power of analytics. So once again, if it was helpful, if you enjoyed this, give me a 5. If it was so, give me a 0. So once again, if I did great, give me a 5. If I did so, give me a 0. So I said it before, but Google has a large amount of training and help. So if you want to find more about Google products or services, more about analytics or any tool, what you can do is visit google.com/grow. Once again, for free training and tools, visit google.com/grow. And you can see trainings on all Google's products and services. Next, if you want to sign up for more trainings like this, trainings about digital marketing, trainings about finance, about government contracts, the U.S. Black Chambers, they have a ton of trainings that you can sign up for, and they're all free. So visit usblackchambers.org/webinar, and guess what? You can sign up free for any webinar. And I'll say this again. I don't know if people understand this. There's an organization, the U.S. Black Chambers, that offers free information to help your business. So it would behoove you to sign up for my future webinars or other webinars. Why? Because all these webinars are going to help your business. You know, my mission, the U.S. Chambers Black mission, is to do what? Is to help grow your business, to help you make more money. And once again, I believe by giving you the knowledge and understanding of digital marketing or other tools and services, you're going to make more money. So do me a favor, visit usblackchambers.org and sign up for future webinars to learn more about Google and other products and services. Next, if you came in late, if you missed what I said, if I said something you understand, guess what? This webinar is available to watch on demand. So if you're on YouTube, if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on Facebook, all you have to do is go back, replay this video, replay past videos as well. Pause it if you want, take notes. But on all platforms, this video is being recorded. And you can view this on demand. So once again, thank you tonight for being a part of our webinar. I hope you learned a lot. I hope I inspired you. And I invite you to come back next week for part 2. We're going to talk again in more detail how you can use Google Analytics to grow your business. Thank you for your time. Take care. Good night.